Hi. I'm Bobby. I am a robot cat. It appears Lord Farquaad has set her sights on Jessa Duggar, hurling accusation, doubling down, and then taking to her channel to deflect the accusations onto Reddit. She received much negative reaction when she posted a Facebook claim that the bruise on a child of Jessa was due to Jessa herself, and not the reality that tiny people are quite clumsy. I am not a fan of the Duggars, but this is poor form. Kids hurt themselves. They fall over, knock into things. I'm 43 and the other day I hit myself in the face trying to open a door that was stuck. I would be more worried if they were making crazy excuses for an innocuous bruise. You have been falsely accused of child, and you're posting this? Kids have accidents. This is sad. Kids get hurt all the time. Didn't you get mad when others made assumptions about your parenting? Lord Farquaad and her chin continue to slander the Duggar mum. She throws jabs at Jessa over a holiday video in which the child has no mittens. The child expresses his hands are cold. And Jessa suggests he put them in his pockets. Catherine takes this as a signal of mistreatment by Jessa, stating that she should put her phone down and buy mittens, as well as posting an image of wet napkins that Jessa should buy, because applying cold wet napkins to a cold child's bare hands is a splendid idea. Never mind. She then makes a post that is her poorest form to date. Not only does she insist Jessa is mistreating her children, she demands that her viewers either agree with her or go home. I have to say something. You either open your eyes or you don't. These photos of smiling kids are fake. The Duggars use corporal punishment and break the will of a child through the use of a rod. Jessa Seawild defends this practice. If you are okay with an innocent child being hit and beaten, move right along. I will not be accused of making because it makes you uncomfortable. Open your damn eyes. Jessa was raised by abusive parents and she's continuing the cycle. Period. Wow. Strangely, the Lord of Kingdom hypocrisy takes to her channel. This time with a completely different representation of the events. Acting as if it were Reddit, and her viewers, whom speculated on the mistreatment. As well as attempting to analyze the meaning behind a comment made by Jessa. Reaching further than ever before.
Christmas video, and in the Christmas video, which I didn't really talk about on this channel because I was like, it's really not relevant.
Do you believe your viewers do not follow you on other platforms?
There was a video that was in there and they took the kids outside and they went to this like light fest, and every one of the Duggars went to the light festival. Now what happened at the light festival is that the kids were out in the cold. I think it was like 35, 37 degrees. Jessa and Ben were wearing hats and they were dressed appropriately. The kids had winter coats on, but they did not have hats or mittens.
Perhaps the children
so
would not
Henry
keep them on.
Started having kind of like a meltdown about how cold he was. And he was upset with how cold he was. And so one of the criticisms was Jessa, why aren't you putting your children in the correct attire? And
this was your criticism. Why are you playing as if you simply observed this backlash? Interesting, considering you've lashed out at viewers for speculating on your own child screaming for you as you slam doors into his face.
The entire time this is happening, she just keeps on filming and she's like, Henry, use this cookie and warm your hands up here and whatever. So midwifery hierarchy works in the United States. The United States would need to get to a point with they have to get to a point where they have hold on one second. You cannot have him screaming like that. Sorry guys, my son is just like losing, I don't even know where he is. All I can hear him is screaming and my husband doesn't seem to care. Someone posted this on her comments and she actually responded to it, and so I want to show you this. We'll get to her really snarky thing here in a second, but this is just the teaser. Henry, mommy, my hands are cold. Jessa, put your hands in your pockets. Henry does no such thing. A few moments later. When Mommy, when I eat this, my hands are cold. Jessa, put your hands in your pocket. Henry refuses. Jessa responds, haha, yes.
Before we continue, let us hop backward courtesy of WOACB subreddit.
She literally worships her mother. She wants to be like her mom. She freaking looks like her mom. But what was Jessa doing? She does have a little cute baby named Ivy. But it's a girl, so she's not going to have any rights, and that makes me sad. She's putting her toddler to work. Seriously. She was like letting him vacuum for 10 minutes, and I know you guys are going to probably yell at me for, oh, it's cute. No. In the Duggar house, all they do is work. They don't have childhoods. They literally don't have childhoods. Like, having fun is not allowed. They don't get to have fun. And she's like so happy that he's learning how to do chores and wants to do this all by himself. There's nothing wrong with letting him vacuum. I'm just saying there's literally no fun in the Duggar house. Like, they always work. They're always doing chores. They don't get to play. They don't get to have fun. Hey, yeah, it's cute. It is cute. But it just made me think about now that he knows how to do it, she's probably going to make him do it all the time now. And he's too little to be using this vacuum. And it wasn't just like he was just vacuuming for a few minutes. She let him vacuum for 10 minutes. And he could barely, like, maneuver the thing. And then she was, like, praising him because he wants to clean and do all these things, and that's going to make a godly man. And that's what I'm saying, like, you guys, they don't have fun. Like, normal moms are not, like, so excited that their kids are vacuuming and learning how to do chores. I mean, maybe a little bit, but come on, these kids don't get to play. They have zero, like, they really don't get to be kids. They learn their chores, they have their stuff, and so she's just like, I'm so glad that he's learning. Of course it teaches responsibility, but these kids don't have a childhood. They don't get to play. I mean, they can pick up their toys. Of course you teach your kids boundaries and that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, like, you don't like my Stark, like, don't watch it. I feel like all I've been done, you guys, I feel like all you guys have been doing at me is yelling at me today. I don't like it. I don't want to be yelled at.
He had sticky fingers and didn't want to get stickiness in his pockets. I told him we could wash the coat when we got home, but he couldn't handle the thought of sticky pockets. Bless him. Okay, so my only suggestion to Jessa there is that maybe bring some wipes or take him to the bathroom and wash his hands. I don't know. I mean, they were eating like...
Catherine, you more than suggested.
There's a comment made about how Reddit was over-analyzing her YouTube video. So this is what she had to say, and this is where I think this is like kind of like, ugh. Reddit is psychoanalyzing your YouTube video. They really like to reach over there. And Jessa said, yes, sad life they must lead. Haters gonna hate, but I don't pay any attention to all that mess. Life goes on, and we're seeking to live it to the fullest.
Most of us would see nothing irregular about this response. In fact, 'tis quite along the lines of Catherine's own responses. Yet, Catherine finds a way to turn this into a hidden message about Josh.
It's a really odd place to put life goes on, because the comment was, Reddit is psychoanalyzing your YouTube video. They really like to reach over there. She has no idea what they're saying because theoretically she hasn't gone over there because she said she's not paying any attention. So why then is she adding life goes on and we're seeking to live it to the fullest?
My lord, most reasonably sane humans must continue to care for their families, regardless of their siblings' terrible circumstance and behavior. Most mums cannot simply lock themselves in their dungeon and obsess over the life of others. Never mind.
Well, life goes on is, this part of the IBLP teachings where they are basically told that when something bad happens, instead of looking at the negative side of things, look at it as a positive in the terms of the blessings that you receive from what happens. And then move forward. Don't wallow in the sadness, don't wallow in the anger, and just move on, put on a happy face in the face of criticism. Make sure that you're happy. Don't respond to it. Don't be angry. Just do it. Just life goes on. You see them smiling all the time because they're supposed to have a joyful countenance all the time. So they're not allowed to be sad or upset, and Jessa's like, our lives are moving on. Now, I think when I read that, I was like, whoa, Jessa, you haven't responded to anything, you haven't said anything, and your response right now is life goes on.
She is literally speaking on internet trolls.
The only thing I could think about
You speculated psychopath.
that were literally in the videos that were on Josh's computer, specifically the DD videos that were made by Peter Scully that included horrific things that were happening to children. One of the children in that video is no longer alive because of Peter Scully. And so for some of the kids involved, life didn't go on.
Are you serious?
And so
What does this
sometimes I'm
have to
like,
do
does
with her
she-
post?
She wasn't at the
Wow.
trial.